In this last tutorial, I'll be showing you how to connect the Zoom Q8 camera to a tripod. Bear in mind, every tripod is different, but this is a general idea of how it works. This tripod in particular, it's a Bauer heavy-duty tripod, 72-inch height. What we're going to want to do is open up and extend the legs. Make sure that the base is all the way down. You want to make sure that the tripod's stable and not shifting out of place. And you can also lock the legs in place so that it doesn't come loose. Now, you also have additional options. You'll see the legs here. These are basically height extenders. You can basically pull it open and increase the height of your tripod. So, for example, I'm just going to open it up just by one level. So now you can see that the tripod has been extended. It's been opened up to a higher degree. Again, and there's still another height level that it can obtain, but again, this is just an example of where you can adjust the height for your tripod. And something else you're going to want to keep in mind is to make sure that you lock the legs so that the tripod doesn't fall out of place. Make sure that these legs are locked in when you're using it to keep it secure. You can increase the height of the tripod as well with this little crank handle. Extend it, pull it out, raise it up, crank it until you get it to your maximum or your desired height. To lock it in place, this ring here, you're just going to turn it to the right until it tightens. That way it doesn't come loose. Now here you also have your handle. So you can screw it to the left to loosen it, turn it to the right. This basically controls the up-down motion for the tripod, this handle. To turn it sideways, you'll see that there's a knob here on the right. Just turn it to loosen it, to the left to loosen, to the right to tighten. It allows you to just basically swivel. Next, if you want to adjust the base where the camera will go, you can loosen this screw here to make it open and close so you can have the camera essentially hanging sideways. You could have the camera hanging sideways if you so desired, but generally you'll probably have the camera more in a horizontal as opposed to vertical position. So just keep that locked in place. The next thing now is to connect the camera to this tripod. You're going to want to pull out, flip this switch backward, pull out this base stand that you see here. What you're going to want to do is essentially the bottom of the camera for the Zoom Q8, you'll see it's got a ring hole here. You're going to want this silver ring hole to connect with the silver ring base here. Now you're essentially just going to attach it, and you'll see this black knob here. You're just going to want it to latch into this knob here. Essentially, now with this camera base, it's a square, so you could put it in any direction you want. But generally, you're going to want to put it in a position where the camera is facing outward as opposed to facing sideways. So what you're going to want to do is just take this metal base part. You're going to attach it into the camera. Just push it in. And basically on the bottom, there's basically a handle. You're going to want to basically just screw the camera into that base. You should feel it tighten. If you've got it lined up correctly, it should hold in place because of course you don't want the camera to fall out while you're recording. When you're finished, you're going to just open this lock switch, slide the camera back in. Might take you a couple of tries to get it, and that's okay. Once it's in, you're going to want to make sure this is locked, secured firmly. So now your camera is basically set up. You can open it up, turn it on, and now you're basically ready to do your live stream or in the event that you have your cables connected for live streaming. If not, for general recording purposes, videotaping, you now have your camera set up to the tripod and you're ready to go. And this is basically an overview of how to just operate the camera in conjunction with the tripod. And of course, when the time comes, you're finished using it and you want to take it back down, you're going to just pop the camera back out, disconnect the screw, loosen it, disconnect it, now you can return the base back into the tripod, lock that in place, and then from there you're good to go. You can begin to disassemble the tripod. Loosen the bolts or the knob, have it go back in, and then your camera is good to go. So again, this is just a general overview of operating the camera with the tripod.